So I guess apparently this week I've had a few people not like when I share, I guess, some sort of personal opinion. I always tie it back into dogs and how certain types of thinking aren't really conducive to dog not having issues if the potential's there, based on a lot of seeing a type of thinking not work, and then when changing it, it does work. Not my opinion. It's just dogs are calmer, happier, and they don't show the actual problems that shows an inability to cope with a very well provided for life. I say that term all the time. Sorry, something I lit. But here's, but it's like when I'm thinking for myself differently than some people's ideologies are, they flip out on me like I'm not a bad person because I don't think all day long I'm in LA, I deal with people constantly. They don't think like me. I don't flip out with them. I have friends that don't think like me. One of my close friends is from Pakistan, and he's a Muslim, literally lives in Pakistan, where he can't tell certain friends of his that he's friends with a Jewish dude in the US because of his own, so I'm really tight with him. It just shows people just really just have a one-dimensional, a black and white. People say I do, and it's no, I'm just seeing the reality of things, and I'm not going to just tell myself something's not there, or it's like putting your head in the sand. That's what a lot of people want to do, and they just overcompensate with other things instead of taking a step back and saying things are not great, and there's a pinpointed thing or things that are creating it, or a type of thinking that's a little too skewed in either direction. And then when someone accused me of political thinking, I don't care about politics. I think most humans are insane. And I really am led by nature and the closest that I can perceive inherent existence as it actually is. And that's just all I can say. That's just, and it's well, you only know, I've lived 51 years, and boy, have I had a very varied locations, people I've dealt with. Just even as a dog trainer, you just see so many different people, different types of lifestyles, personalities, races, creeds, religions, everything. You just kind of deduce that people who think a certain way are more likely to help their dogs, and people who think a certain way are the ones who argue with you about what you're trying to tell them to help their dogs, and they're type of people who misperceive what you're trying to say because they don't want to see, not because it's an opinion, they just don't want to see the reality. And there's plenty of people that do. It's not like a Brett reality. It's just, call it based, call it, what I'm I don't know. I don't know what they call it. Such bad terms they give someone who just thinks the reality of it. Talks about the bullshit that's actually occurring instead of says, oh, it's better now. It's not better now. Divorce rates, poverty rates, crimes, spiritual devoid, all these things. It's a function of this lack of belief in hierarchy, to be quite honest with you. And I'm not saying that I should be Mr. There's places for everybody, but yeah, when someone says it's mediocre white mans that are disappointing is the way it is, it's well, all these mediocre white men you claim are the ones who are going to be the EM, I don't get into what they've done. They built a society that people now live casually in, and they don't even have the self-awareness or the empathy to step back and see who they're criticizing. Because, and again, people hate hearing the truth about these things, but that's just how it is. And sometimes people really, really take issue when you just point it out based on a lot of observation and interactions. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. If you watch my videos, I claim my flaws, I pick on myself, but I'm just pointing out what I do see. And it's not, there's a lot of people who can articulate it a lot better if you don't want to. Okay, just people just kick and scream because it's pointing the mirror in them that maybe they're not as great as they are, or they're not as valuable as they think they are, where they're devaluing other people as a result of that. Because when so anyway, that's my video of the day. Hopefully I made sense there. Oh, you get to see my dogs, forgot to mention that. Hi guys, Sue and Minnie, say hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, this cutie dude, I love that stuff. He's got a can of Corso Cup. People still talk to. He's got a stump. I know. I got him. The breeder gave him to me. Not gave him, I bought him, but he chose it. I wanted a nice dog with a good personality who was sweet, didn't want to challenge me every step of life. And he's a good boy. He's the sweetest dog I ever owned, actually. Sue has he's just a little distractible. I'll say that nice, sweet, Sue. See like that. Sit. Good boy, Sue.